Welcome to this tutorial to understand how to correctly complete your individual KYC on CorsairConnect.com. First of all, we need to understand what KYC means. Know your customer, know your client is literally a process of authenticating the person that takes place through software and an outsourced procedure, meaning external to the CorsairConnect.com platform, using the Shafty Pro software, which also employs facial recognition. So you will need to have a phone that can scan a QR code before starting the procedure. After that, prepare your identification document in advance, such as an identity card, a valid driver's license or a passport, and a so-called proof of address, which must not be older than 3 months. And just as an example, it can be a utility bill or a bank statement. Now let's see it together. We go to CorsairConnect.com, where initially the site will perform a security check. Once on the site, at the top right, by clicking on Sign In, we can enter our username or our email. Also, fill in the password field and access, not before entering, if we have set up two-factor authentication, the 6-digit code. Otherwise, we will receive it directly in our email. It's an additional security step, in short. Once inside, on the left, within My Account, we will find the KYC section, and we will encounter 3 different levels of KYC. If I am a customer who has simply purchased Corsair services, I will only need to complete the first level of KYC, which requires only an identity document and facial recognition. While the second, if I am a partner of the Corsair Connect commercial network, allows me to withdraw a different level of commissions and therefore also requires proof of address. But let's start with the first level. In any case, we always start from here. Let's click the button to start the procedure. We will see a brief summary of the name, the country, which if we need to fill in or change, we must, before proceeding with this step, possibly change in the My Profile section. We accept and consent to the data processing, and we will be faced with a QR code that we can then scan. If we are doing the process directly from the phone, the page will automatically move forward, while if we are on a computer, we need to take our smartphone, scan this QR code, and enter the Shafty Pro website. First, we set our reference language. We consent to the use and processing of our data. We select the type of document. In our case, we will use a driver's license. We grant access to the camera. As described to us, we must avoid reflections on the document, so we remove any films, avoid expired documents, obviously, avoid taking blurry photos, obviously, and avoid taking a photo from too far away. If we already have this photo on the phone, we can also upload it directly. At this point, Shafty Pro will ask us to perform facial recognition, align the face within the oval, and in just a few seconds we will be recognized. At this point, we just have to wait for the verification to complete, which takes 1 or 2 minutes. The verification was successful. We can proceed. On our computer, we will see the approved status, and if we need to do the second level of KYC, we return to our dashboard, always in the My Account section. where a red dot lights up because we have clearly completed the first level, and we can move forward. Let's start the procedure for the second level of KYC, where proof of address will be required. We consent to the processing of data. We scan the QR code with our phone once again. Let's set the language. We consent again to the processing of data and select, in this case, bank statement. Here too, we can take a photo or upload a photo that we already have on our We wait for the verification to complete. Verification successful. At this point, we have completed the first two levels of KYC. The third level is reserved for those who represent the role of introducer broker. Therefore, if we are a simple customer or a partner of the commercial network, if we return to the KYC section, we will find the first two levels completely verified.